Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap session for Thursday, February the 8th, 2018. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses. Our hypotheses are our trade plans. We have two main hypotheses for normal days, and then we have two expansion hypotheses for trend days. We create multiple hypotheses in order to keep our bias neutral. We do not know who's going to take control of the market, what the participants are going to do until after we open. We wait for those clues, and then we execute the plan that best suits what the market is trading. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. If you're interested in checking out our trade room during trading hours, please send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. This is not a commercial venture. We do everything live here in the go-to in the pre-market session, and we do live trading and analysis during the course of the trading day. So taking a look at yesterday our main hypothesis was a open auction. We are looking for responsive buying up into the 2700 and somewhere between the 2700 and the 2707, I believe I was talking about. We were looking for responsive selling coming in and then rotating us down towards that 2660 area, between 2669, I believe, and 2660. We are watching the 52 area, and 52 was the one that was going to trigger. That would be the break below the weekly 20 SMA, and that would trigger us into our hypo 3, which is a bigger move down back towards the 40 area in that 37 naked VPOC that we had from the prior day. Basically, we got a little bit more expansion. They went up into that 22, which was our hypo 2 target. Our hypo 2 was an open auction in range, a push down to test the 70 area, then find responsive buyers and rotate us up to 22. So we kind of saw hypo 1 extend a little higher than anticipated, but then we rolled over and we worked our way back down inside of the prior day, fought the high of the day, and then into the close they sold it off and went down and hit that target at the 2769 area. We talked about the continuation in the room. With the close, we had a neutral extreme day. So a neutral day, we broke the IB to the high side, the IB being the initial balance, the first hour of trading, and then we were looking to come down and break the IB low, and then we went extreme. So we were looking for extension into the close and a move back down to test that 52 area, possibly get down into the 43. So taking a look at the overnight, you can see that we did get the continuation. We opened and then we pushed down. We got down to the 45. We didn't quite get to the 43 or the 37. Buyer stepped in and we've come up and we're rotating and we're fighting the low of yesterday, and we just made a new high of the Globex on the news. So let's take a look at the news. We had continuing jobless claims come out at 8:30 Eastern time. They were better than anticipated at 1923, expected 1945. Initial jobless claims 221 versus 236. So that gave us a little bit of a push and gave us the Globex high up there in the 84, 85 area. Coming up in 9 minutes, we've got Kashkari speaking from the Fed. Then 9:45, we've got Bloomberg Consumer Confidence. And then 10:30, we've got natural gas. Bank of Canada, Governor Wilkins speaking at 12:45, and then 30-year bond auction at 1 o'clock. So not a ton of news. But again, we are in a correction, and our ranges are huge. Our daily 20-period full session ATR is running at 45.48. And I said yesterday that it was going to be a hard trading day yesterday because the rotations were going to be big. And how do you determine who's in control? Because what do you consider an impulse wave? So you can go and check out yesterday's video on YouTube. I forgot to put it up yesterday, but I did get it up there this morning. So taking a look at the macro, I always like to start my day going back to a simple candlestick chart. I use two moving averages. I use a 9 EMA and I use a 20 SMA. And what I'm doing is I'm looking at where we are within the different time frame in order to keep myself aware of do we have good slope and separation? Is the trend strong in that particular time frame? And where we're challenging it by testing the 9 EMA or violating it by breaking the 20 SMA. So you can see that the daily profile is, the monthly profile is still very strong to the upside. We talked about this yesterday, that we wouldn't even start to violate the trend until we got below the 2407. We came down and tested the 9, but bounced. So the trend on the monthly, the longer time frame, we've been one-time framing for 14 months. This is the first time, the first month that we're going to violate the one-time framing up, but we haven't violated the trend yet. So going to the weekly, you can see that we did break below the 9 EMA. We came down. We were testing that 20. The 20 got moved up now to 56.75, but we broke below it and we bounced right back up again. Don't forget that our close of 2017 is 26.6875, and the year open, and I'm talking about the full session and not the RTH, the full session year open was 26.7575. So we're just hanging on to a positive year right now, and above the close of 2017. Going to the daily, you can see that we have broken below the 9 and the 20. We're seeing contextual change here on the daily. So as we move down in time frame, we're seeing that we have a possible change in trend and a possible start of a downward trend with slope and separation to the downside. Going to the intraday, the 4-hour, you can see that we were starting to trend down. We had good slope and separation, and we've got a little Mr. Sneaky here, and we're coming up. And right now, we're getting back above the 9 and the 20, going down one more time frame to the 30-minute. You can see that basically we're creating this consolidation and trying to get a continuation back up on the upward trend. We do have a naked cross up here at 27.49. So if we can hold and we break above this fractal high here at the 26.75 that we put in yesterday, I'd be looking and targeting that naked cross up here, and that's where we cross the 9 over the 20. So taking a look at the big picture structure, I've changed the micro composite, and I've gone back to the breakout day. You can see we were in this balance down here for quite some time, and then we broke above the value area high of the micro composite and gapped up, and then started that big run up to new all-time highs. Remember that the all-time high at 28.7850 is a Globex all-time high. So as bearish as a lot of people want to get, we can't forget that we have an unequalized high. It's very rare for a all-time high to be put in Globex and not tested again sometimes in the RTH. So our RTH all-time high is 28.7575, and our Globex all-time high 28.7850. So we do have still an unadjusted all-time high. The microcomposite VPOC is right here where we're trading right now in the 2685 and a quarter area. So you can see that we're starting to get some kurtosis, some perceived value here in this area between the 83 and the 3-day microcomposite VPOC has shifted up to the 2690.50. But there's a lot of repair to do still above and a lot of repair below. What I'm going to be watching for today is if we can get above this 85 and 90 area, we could get stuck in this wick up here as we repair the auction between the 85 and the 27 area, and just fill the auction in here and mature this area of distribution. Key you want to watch today right now is the 81 and a quarter. That's going to be my over underline. Below that, then we've got this low volume area, from the down day and then the up day that will likely have to be re-auctioned and price determined where value is in here. So a lot of repair work to do above and below. We're still running higher volume. We were running 3 times the volume, the last couple days. Yesterday, we only had just over 2 million in the RTH. So far in the Globex, and I haven't done a data download, we're about 3 times the volume, 337,000 contracts traded so far in the Globex. The average is between 100 and 120,000. We've got, considering we said yesterday was going to be a rotational day, I mean, we had a pretty good distribution. It's just, you take a look at the average rotations. If I bring up the average rotations, we were talking about this yesterday, they were running in the 25 area, prior. They're now in around 12. Now the average, the normal, is around 3 to 4 as a combined average rotation. So we are running some very big rotations. So the key to anything, and as we were trading yesterday, I had a very good trading day yesterday. We were talking about this. Don't try to hit the home runs right now. Get in, catch the ride, watch your order flow, and just take bites. I was trading for 3 and 4 points, and that was it. And I didn't care what happened after the trade. And those trades will add up. And we had even though I missed Monday and Tuesday being away, I made it worthwhile yesterday. So let's take a look at the overnight. The overnight is pretty neutral. It's about, I'd say, 50% net long and net short. We've traded a fair amount above the close from yesterday, and we've traded a fair amount below. So it's pretty neutral, but it's an ugly looking distribution. You can see that our VPOC is still down at the 62 and a quarter area, but we're seeing some volume coming off up here, and we still see those buyers stepping in. This rotation down to create the neutral day yesterday, only came in the last 30 minutes or so, and just I think that was a lot of profit taken and just a liquidation break into the close. Now we do have a neutral day, so there is a probability that we'll see another neutral day today and possibly a neutral extreme. In terms of the levels, let's start moving our levels. We have created a week high up here at 2684.50, which is our Globex overnight high at 84. Come on. 84.50. Our overnight low is all the way down at 45 and a quarter. Our VPOC could shift, but it hasn't shifted. Now we could make another high here. We're only trading a 1.5 points off of this, so we might have to make an adjustment there. we have a zipper measured move to the upside. So our VPOC for overnight is 62.25. And there's really not a lot to lean on. We do have this HVN here at 2673. I'm going to use that as an area to trade below it, a break below it. I'm going to be looking to test the low from yesterday. Of course, that will be a trade area as well. Trade areas are areas that I'm looking to do business and or scale in front of, or add into if we break and I'm in the trade in that direction. And that's about it that we've got. There is a LVN right here at the 2670, but I think 73 is more important, and the 67. Below that, looking for a move down into the overnight VPOC and back into where we spent a good amount of time last night. And then, of course, we've got the weekly 20 SMA moved up from yesterday. It's at 56.75. That's going to be a key area for us. And then we've got the overnight low and that target at 43.37. Those levels will not change. We are going to be opening up inside of range, but outside of value. So we have a zipper measured move. If you look on the Keltner, there's the impulse wave right there. There's the zipper, the 61.8 extension out of that. This has these zipper measured moves have a running winning percentage of hitting the target, the 61.8 extension, versus breaking the start of the impulse wave, running right now about 82%. So we do have reason to believe that we're going to get some extension up into value and into this 91 area as that zipper measured move comes up. Just above there is the value area low. Again, very large value area, so not as strong as a value, but because of the fact that we've had a pretty good Gaussian distribution in this area, I am going to trade the value area today, looking for a move up into the mid and the VWAP. The mid ended up right here at the 97.25, but I'm going to be watching the 27.50 as use that for those that were in the room yesterday. I was trading this 2700 quite extensively and taking the breaks above, pushing towards that 27.10 and 27.17. So I'm going to use this as a target and looking for continuation up towards the naked VPOC from yesterday at 13, and then watching the value area high up at the 20 for extension up into the 26.75. Above the 26.75, I'm sorry, 26.75. You've got this LVN right here at the 32.25. And that's about it. There's, like I said yesterday, when you've got this bigger range, it's more about order flow, and we are putting in another Globex high. Let me just get this out of the way here. So we now have a Globex high at 86.50. I'm expecting this Globex high is going to get taken out, considering that we've got the zipper measured move into the 91.25. So in terms of hypotheses, what are my hypotheses today? Well, my hypo 1 and hypo 2, because of the range, is going to have equal weighting, to both sides, so 50-50. But my main hypothesis is going to be the same as yesterday. The trend on the smaller time frames has changed, so I am looking for the possibility of continuation to the downside. But hypo 1 is open auction, in range, out of value, a push up into the 91 to 93 area, and possibly pushing in and testing the 2700. I'm looking for, at that point in time, between the 2700 and the 2713 again, I'm looking for responsive sellers stepping in and rotating us down and coming down and possibly getting stuck in this wick right here as we trade between the 2775 and the 2690, and basically just creating some more balance here. Maybe a late day probe down into test the open of the year at the 2675. So that's hypo 1. Hypo 2 is an open auction in range at a value, a move down towards the 67, 66 area, close the gap from yesterday, and then find buyers and rotate us up. And again, having a rotational day inside of the prior RTH session, with the target being 27.13 to the upside on hypo 2. Hypo 3 is a breakdown day, open auction in range, maybe a test drive up into the 91 area, but failing to get inside and hold inside a value, rotating us down into the 56 area, chopping between the 56 and 67, and then breaking down and coming down and hitting this target down here at the 26.37. Hypo 4 is an open test drive, failure to close the gap, find buyers on the open, push up into the 91 to 99 area, chop in here, and then push up through into the 27.13 base and push higher and go up and test the upside of Monday up here in the 2740 area in that prior VPOC at microcomposite VPOC 2747. So those are my main hypotheses. That's going to complete our pre-market. I'm still having problems with my data on gold, so I'm not going to bother with gold today. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.